News from the Steelers-Titans game, postponed until Monday or Tuesday. There was a report from Paul Kuharsky, who covers the Titans, yesterday that the CBS crew has been told to plan on Monday. Andrew Marchand of the New York Post reported last night that the game will be nationally televised by CBS, and if it's Monday, it's 5 o'clock Eastern, which sets up a de facto Monday night doubleheader, which is good because I thought it was going to be, Chris, in the past when there'd be a World Series situation that would bump a game to a Monday night, both would be played at the same time, but the game that got bumped would be just in the local markets, and so you wouldn't get to see both games. Maybe they'd put it on DirecTV, something like that, but no, they're setting up a Week 1 style Monday night doubleheader that starts a hell of a lot earlier, so you don't have to stay up till after 1 o'clock. So there's a small silver lining in this COVID-19 outbreak that looks like it's going to bump the game to Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It really is. Well, first thing is, Mike, I mean, I hope it's Monday. I don't know how you can realistically ask a team, like, if they're going to play Tuesday, then they need to move next week's Tennessee Titans and Pittsburgh's game to the next Monday, too, and reorganize that. That's not fair either, to play Tuesday and then ask them, hey, come back Sunday. And certainly not fair to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have done nothing wrong here. Mike, I don't know. I don't know how you feel. I'm still a little bit of like, I think they should play Sunday, as long as everything's safe. I hope they're not doing this just to give the Titans an extra day of preparation. I don't, because I don't think that's fair. I really don't. Again, just the way it is. I know it's not a fair year for anybody, and I get that, but I guess it just bothers me a little that way. Regardless, it's good that we're going to have a game Monday, but I don't know. You feel the same way as I do, or are you okay with this Monday move and all this?
Look, it's two separate issues. Moving to Monday gives the Titans a chance to at least have maybe a practice Saturday, a walkthrough Sunday, to get their act together, to get their game plan from paper to practice.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Moving the game to Tuesday night, Chris, and I want to focus on this a little bit.
Yeah.
What it does is it puts the Titans and the Steelers in position where they have to turn around and play 5 days later.
Right.
Which is fine if you're playing a team that also has only 5 days to get ready, like on a Thursday night. You never see a team play on a short week from a Sunday to Thursday against a team that also isn't in that same boat.
Right.
You don't have a team coming off of a bye week, for example, playing on a Thursday night. So it's equal hardship to get ready in a compressed time frame. What would happen is the Bills and the Titans play Week 5. The Bills have the full week to get ready. The Titans have 5 days in between games. Steelers and Browns play. Browns have the whole week to get ready. The Steelers have 5 days in between. And like you said, Steelers have done nothing wrong here. So on one hand, we have to accept an assortment of competitive disadvantages this year,
right,
if and when there are outbreaks. On the other hand, there's got to be a way to manage it. And I agree with you. If they would move Steelers-Titans to Tuesday night, then there should be 3 Monday night games the following Monday. Bills-Titans, Steelers-Browns, plus the game that's scheduled, which I believe is Chargers-Saints, in that Monday night window. And I don't know that they're going to get that exotic, but here's the thing. This is the one year where you can flex games from Sunday to Monday to Tuesday to Saturday to whenever, because you don't have to worry for the most part. Now, in some of these cities, you do have to worry about the hardship on fans because they're letting fans attend. But for the most part, that's not a factor. And you can move the games on the chessboard however you want to accommodate fairness. Or you just accept the fact that pro football life in a pandemic ain't fair, and you just have to deal with whatever you have to deal with, Chris.
Well, yeah, I guess that is the question, right? But where is that line drawn? To me, it's like I would like the NFL to stay along the guidelines and keep everybody to have the incentive of going, no, if you are on your P's and Q's and act appropriately when you're away from football, this is the incentive. And right now we're letting one team kind of off the hook is what I'm saying. I guess that's where I don't like it. As long as we okay, the testing, we've gone through, everybody's good, all of that. I understand if there were still players that were coming up positive and then we have to move the day, but we haven't heard anything here. We're about 48 hours past. I think we've had tests done and all of that.
Yep.
I just don't like what?
I'm not giving you a technical. I'm calling a quick timeout
Yeah,
here. There's
what?
an incubation period that we need to be concerned about
Right.
because you don't show up positive within 24 to 48 hours. It can be a 3 or a 4 day thing.
Yeah,
So
okay.
there's still a chance that they send the test samples out for a 24-hour turnaround. So Wednesday testing of the Titans players and personnel could result in positives today because the samples collected Wednesday may show that guys are positive based upon exposure that happened on Sunday. See, that we're not out of the woods yet.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
This Monday, Tuesday possibility isn't aimed, I believe, at buying, and maybe it is buying time to just see where the dust settles on all of this, because there is a chance there's going to be more positives, and we don't know for sure when the Titans can reopen their facility until everyone who potentially has been exposed has had a chance to shed virus. That's the key.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the reasons why they shut the doors until Saturday.
Okay.
We want to have a full opportunity for anyone who's ever going to be positive, and then we know who stays out and who stays in. Now, depending upon how many are positive, the Titans could be shorthanded, which is a different hardship than the Titans having to shut their facility all week and not being able to practice. Chris, before we address, though, this question of whether or not it's fair or unfair to give a dispensation to the Titans, let's hear from the two head coaches involved.
Yeah.
They addressed it on Wednesday, Mike Vrabel of the Titans and Mike Tomlin of the Steelers. Here they are.
I know there's going to be a lot of questions about the game and about who's to blame and where it started. Nobody's to blame. We're in a pandemic. Unfortunately, things happen. John and I feel comfortable that since receiving the protocols in August, we followed those by the letter, and that we were
that's an opportunity to do that, probably easier than normal circumstances.
Interesting point by Tomlin that having everything really stripped down and focused and limited movement, limited exposure, he's got the full attention of his players at all times. Whatever message he wants to send, it's getting through. They went forward with their basic installation day, the major Wednesday practice when you get ready for your opponent. But back to Vrabel. He says no one's to blame here. Well, I mean, some would say China's to blame from the get-go. Not me. I'm just saying there's blame somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not just, hey, it happens. Somewhere there's blame when the virus makes its way into your facility. Either there's blame on the quality of the protocols put in place to keep the virus out, or there's blame on the individuals involved who brought the virus in. Some way, somehow, someone's to blame for something that the NFL has taken such great pains to keep out of the 32 facilities. Someone did something they shouldn't have done somewhere, somehow, to allow this virus to get in, whether someone, a coach or a player, went somewhere they shouldn't have gone, or a family member went somewhere they shouldn't have gone, weren't appropriately careful in the use of personal protective equipment, whatever the case may be. But somebody at some point allowed themselves into a position where they caught the virus, and one thing led to another, and they have an outbreak in Tennessee. So someone is to blame here. There was a failure somewhere of what the NFL has set up, so it was poorly designed or poorly executed, but someone's to blame.
Well, yeah, obviously. There's no doubt about it. And that's where, you get into the blame game. Like, listen, I believe Mike Vrabel and the GM, they're like caring, good people, want to do it the right way. I don't really doubt that any teams aren't doing anything right in the protocols and the things that are put in place. It's not about that. It's about what your guys, what we've talked about from the beginning. What guys can you trust that are doing the right things off the field? And, how would you feel about this if, you're the Pittsburgh Steelers and all of a sudden a video comes out next week or whatever, and you see that there was like some Titans players at some gathering like the Raiders, and that's what maybe started this or whatever it is. Like, that to me is, again, where, like you said a little while ago, this is a year of not fair. No, it's not fair. You're right. But the greatest incentive still is to stay healthy, stay out of harm's way, do the right things off the field so we can have football, because it's so much bigger than just it's us. It's a lot of people that are involved in this, as far as we need football to happen because it, pays us and does all these type of things to support our lives and everybody else that's involved in this. So this is a big thing, but I just get back to it and go, again, yeah, not fair, but why are we going to make it not fair for the teams that are doing it the right way? Sorry. And again, it's not like I want to blame anybody. I understand what Mike Vrabel's saying. It's a sensitive time. I'm not like looking here going like, oh, you got idiots on your team. Yeah, maybe you just got unlucky. But sorry, you got unlucky. And you don't make it unfair for everybody else just because one team was wrong or did wrong, or there is some blame to pass, and then make it unfair for other teams because that team has a mistake or a hiccup. That's just my feeling on that.
And let's remember, the Titans' first-round draft pick got cited for trespass because he was at a
yes.
Tennessee State University party he shouldn't have been at that would have exposed him potentially to COVID-19. And then when he was on the COVID-19 reserve list, he got a DUI, which means he was out and about doing things when he was, supposed to be in some degree of quarantine. So, there are guys out there, as we're going to discuss in a minute or two, that are doing stupid things, even if they would look you straight in the eye and say, sorry, what I did wasn't really all that stupid. It just was a little stupid, but we'll get to that in a second. Stupid. I'm just having fun with Chris, not the audience. I'm looking into the camera at Chris, not the audience, when I say stupid.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.